Today's Dallas Cowboys Report, some winners and losers from the first preseason game, is sponsored by Mint Mobile. Plans starting for as low as $15 a month over at mintmobile.com/chatsports. They're changing the game, unlike the way the Dallas Cowboys fared in week 1 of the NFL preseason. A 17-7 loss at the hands of the Denver Broncos. Some positives, which we'll break down, but some more negatives coming out of the game. It's always a red flag when it's week 1 of the preseason and Sean Payton is trending on Twitter because this team, discipline issues last year, they were back again. First loser, all of the penalties. And I get it's week 1 of the preseason. And had the Cowboys not been the most penalized team in the NFL last year, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation. But it was a big deal that the Cowboys couldn't get out of their own way in the games that mattered. And that was once again the case this year for the Dallas Cowboys in week 1 of the preseason. They picked up immediately where they left off. Penalties, 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 over and over. Every big play, it seemed like, just like last year, there was a penalty. We cannot blame the refs for everything. When you commit 17 penalties in a single game, that's a massive red flag, somewhat pun intended. You cannot commit that volume of mistakes and go, oh, well, the refs screwed us. Were there bad calls? Absolutely. Were there missed calls? Absolutely. But the false starts, the pre-snap penalties, some of the holds, you name it, those are mistakes. And if it wasn't an issue last year, blame it on the second string, third string. It was a problem last year. And even though it was the exact same head referee from last year, which, maybe a bit of a issue there, you didn't fix it. It was a problem across the board. It's a huge red flag for this team. That's a problem. You cannot just go, it's preseason, hear no evil, see no evil. No. It's an issue. It was a problem last year, and it was in this game. That should raise some concern, even if you don't want to panic all the way. It's a lot of penalties for a team that made a lot of ones last year. That continuation, I don't like it. So what is your panic level over the Cowboys penalties? Give us for me 1 to 100. 1 on the low end, 100 on the high end. This is the pinned comment on today's show. So if an ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and be honest with me, your panic level over the Cowboys penalties. Time now for some winners. How about the running backs overall? For as iffy as the Cowboys performed offensively, I was impressed. There was no Ezekiel Elliott, no Tony Pollard, no Ryan Nall. Dallas was down to 3 guys, Rico Dowdle, Malik Davis, and Aaron Champlin. Malik Davis was your winner on the ground, 8 carries, 51 yards, also caught 3 passes for 16. He did have a missed pickup in punt return as the up back, the personal protector, whatever phrase you want to use there, led to a tip punt, red flag there. Rico Dowdle looked pretty good, 9 carries, 36 yards against better defenders on that side of the football. Aaron Champlin, 7 carries, 32 yards. Overall, for a team that could not run the football down the stretch last year, I thought they did pretty well in this area. So who was your biggest Cowboys preseason week 1 winner? Drop a name or names if you want to be an overachiever for me in the comments section. The trend is winner, loser, winner, loser. It's loser time. That is Nahshon Wright. I was very underwhelmed with how he played. I just have my notes in front of me as I was taking them in notes. INT, flag for holding. Beat for a gain of 49. Beat for a gain of 24. Beat for a gain of 17. You draft a 6'4 corner to win at the catch point. He didn't do that. A pretty good camp overall for Nahshon Wright. It did not fare well. If I rank your corners of the guys you care about, it was Nahshon Wright, Kelvin Joseph, and then your number 1 cornerback winner, DaRon Bland. Now, he got nickel corner reps. So when he has 5 tackles, you're not as concerned because that means in general that it's underneath stuff overall. I was pretty impressed by Bland. I thought he impressed early throughout the game while he was playing. Of your corners, I thought he was your best one out there. No Trevon Diggs, no Anthony Brown, no Jordan Lewis. The Cowboys like him. That is why. He can play some nickel, can play some outside. A good showing out of the rookie from Fresno State for Dallas. Today's show is sponsored by Mint Mobile. They offer unlimited talk and text, high-speed data, all on the largest 5G network. And the plans start at $15 a month. Thank you for that, Ryan Reynolds, the owner of Mint Mobile. Head over to mintmobile.com/chatsports. That link is in the comments section and in the description of today's show. For those 5G network, it runs on the largest one, and the plan starting at $15 a month, it's a no-brainer winner. You should make the switch today just like I did. mintmobile.com/chatsports. The next loser, offensive tackle Josh Ball. Not a good showing out of Ball. Some penalties, some beat reps. I was unimpressed. Frankly, I thought Isaac Alarcon, the International Pathway Program player who has gotten some guard and tackle reps in the past, I thought he outplayed Josh Ball on Saturday night by a pretty easy measure. Different level of competition, I know, for second string versus third string. Josh Ball didn't have it. I think he's much better on the right side. What I would like to see Dallas try next week, how about you give Isaac Alarcon the left tackle reps, put Josh Ball on the right side? Because your left tackle, if it's not Tyler Smith, doesn't exist on this team. Speaking of Tyler Smith, he is neither a winner nor a loser. Some more of those guys coming up later on. Smith was flagged twice against the Broncos. I thought one was a terrible call, one was probably fine, but again, we can just sub in left guard flag for holding that wasn't really a holding. That was a tweet last year and works this year too. There was some good, some bad overall. Fine. My concern again is this. He was flagged a lot last year at Tulsa. 2 flags in one game for the Cowboys. For a team that got flagged a lot last year. I just don't like that trend. Even if they weren't fair penalties, it's going to be an issue this year, I fear, for the Cowboys. So be honest with me. Do you trust Tyler Smith? The power was absolutely on display. Why for yes and for no? Sound off in the comment section. Our next winner, Neville Gallimore, the defense tackle. Played a lot early on, or a decent amount early on. One of the, maybe your best defensive player who actually played real snaps for the Cowboys, along with Dante Fowler, who got benched for a penalty. First play of the game on defense. Handoff for Denver to Mike Boone. Neville Gallimore blows it up for a loss of 4. He could have sat the rest of the game for all I care. A very impressive showing out of Gallimore and some confidence building for overall. I thought the interior defensive line played pretty well. Denver had nothing going on the ground. 22 carries, 39 yards. I love that for Dallas. This is the #1 Cowboys YouTube channel. Daily videos, live watch parties, and plenty of beers crushed throughout our live shows as well. If you haven't already, hit that big red button and subscribe right here, youtube.com/CowboysTV. You knew we were going to talk quarterbacks. Cooper Rush, he's been kind of an every other year guy. Good, bad, good, and we're in a bad year. And that was a bad showing out of Rush against Denver. We can absolutely blame the offensive line, the miscommunication between Smith and Biotish that led to a free rusher, but that was on the interception. It's a bad throw. I was underwhelmed by Cooper Rush. I did not think he played well for the Dallas Cowboys. I was disappointed by the play from Cooper and the arm strength, which has always been his issue. He almost had another interception in that game because he doesn't have the arm. The winner is Ben DiNucci. And, everyone loves to meme Nucci Mane, Gucci Mane, etc. I thought this was the best we've ever seen Ben DiNucci play. 9 of 16, 112 yards. He comes out there, first play, 40-yard bomb to Brandon Smith, double any other play the Cowboys made in that game. He was by far your #1 quarterback, 13 carries on the ground. Again, I know it was third string. I thought that was easily the best effort we've seen from DiNucci in an NFL game, preseason or regular season. He made some very nice plays, handled pressure pretty well. Third year for DiNucci, I like what I saw. Now, unfortunately, we did not get to see any of Will Grier, who I was hoping was going to play. Groin injury cost him this game. Next week, expectation is Grier is back. The backup quarterback battle, it was real in camp, and it's real now. So pick one for me. WG for Will Grier, BD for Ben DiNucci, or CR for Cooper Rush. Next up on the losers, Sam Williams. A couple penalties, or at least one you don't like to see. The one roughing the passer, I don't know what he did. He just tackled him like it should have been a flag. The offsides, can't do it. My issue with Williams, at least on the live watching, was he only did bull rushes. I would like to see more in terms of that arsenal of pass moves that I know he has. Use your speed. Use your bend. Do more than just bull rush. It worked, but I got to see more from that perspective. Overall, no sacks at all by the Cowboys edge rushers or anyone. I want to see more. Although Marquise Bell almost got home for one and did lead to a quarterback hit and a nice incomplete pass. Biggest Cowboys Week 1 loser. Who was it? Sound off in the comments section. Mike McCarthy, certainly a valid option from that standpoint. One more in than two other honorable mentions I want to mention here. Jake Ferguson, 3 catches, 29 yards. I thought pretty good. I want to see more after catch tackle breaking, but Ferguson, for a team that ran a ton of 21 personnel, of 12 personnel, 13 personnel, that's 1 running back, 2 or 3 tight ends. Sorry, it's running back, tight end, I misspoke there. 12 personnel, 13 personnel. I want to see a little bit more from Ferguson. I was impressed, though, for his first game. 2 honorable mentions. Simi Fehoko, only 2 targets, caught them both, plus a TD catch. So of your receivers, he was 3rd overall. Behind Houston, behind Jalen Tolbert, but ahead of TJ Vasher. So if I'd done another winner, he would have been on. I wanted to shut him out there. Meanwhile, Jalen Tolbert, some good and some bad. Did draw 2 pass interference penalties, 7 targets, caught 2 of them. Had a bad drop. I don't love that. He was pretty saying the right things after the game, but I want a little bit more from Tolbert next week. That is the end of today's video. Our winners will be back again on Monday. Cowboys Report Live. If you made it all the way to the end of today's video, type real one for me in the comments section.